Well, good morning from the Coyote Curling Club in Tempe, Arizona. We are well on our way for a semifinal action at the 2022 Superhero Under 5 qualifying event. We're going to be keeping our eye open on, on sheet B. On sheet B, that is actually the gold medal semifinals between Team Unterborn and Team Desura from British Columbia. What we have on our sheet on our stream right now is we have the silver semifinals between Team BLACKSHER and the Lone Stone. So, of course, we do that now so we don't have any of the gold medal teams playing on the sheet C. So on sheet C, our feature stream, we're going to have Team BLACKSHER from Orange County, skipped by Hal Brown, Adam BLACKSHER as second, Adam BLACKSHER as vice, Shiloh BLACKSHER as second, and David Hurst leading as lead. The Lone Stones, they're from, you guessed it, Lone Star Curling Club in Texas, led by Ben Hopp, third Ryan Vanderlip, second Jay Putnam, and lead Steve Rascone. So we are away. And typically at these event finals, you typically see one team peak and maybe potentially one team kind of run out of gas. We hope it's a close game between the two. Let's see here. The Lone Stones have a combined years of experience on the sheet of 10 years. And our Team BLACKSHER has a combined curling experience on the sheet of 8. So it should be a fairly even matchup. We can see, start with a corner guard. They did hit that one rock, the yellow, because it was inside the house and it wasn't part of the free rock zone. Here we go, trying to come around now. Kind of a modified tuck delivery. Let's see. This one's up. It's curling quite well. Looks like they're going to get around that guard. Just a little late on the line sweep, maybe. Right. Calling to come through that port. Clean. Maybe a little lighter. Now it's a little down on the rotation, so they got to sweep hard to get around that guard. Going on. Well, unfortunate. Well, it's still early. Maybe the coffee hasn't kicked in just yet. But on ice that curls, 4.5, 5 feet. It's really important to get that handle rotation up, and we do find that a lot of elite arena curlers, that play on hockey ice and they play maybe one or twice a week, sometimes don't have as much rotation as they ought to. We see a lot of their shots over curl pretty early. So this one looks a little healthier. We're still sweeping it for weight. Great sweeping by the front end. Trying to curl it around there. Settles in just behind the tee line. Well, yellow says if you can do it, so can I. So they're calling edge of 8. He's indicating it's a little firm. Here's the curl. So that's about 2 rotations right there. Gotta go for weight. Sweeping hard for shot. Great shot. Great shot. Pretty aggressive game, with the for first end. Sometimes, you don't mind maybe playing it a little less complicated, not so many guards out front. Let everybody get an end or two under them before you make it a little bit complicated. But not a bad shot there by red. It is going to force yellow to do the guard. Too busy setting up the stream, so I didn't really see who's got who has the hammer, but I suspect it would be red, and I suspect that's why yellow's throwing up the guard. So with all those guards in front, if we have something maybe top 12, just to the right of the center line as we're looking at it, it's going to make it maybe red will have to use one of those reds on the wings for a run back. This one's maybe a little firm too. They're sweeping it for line. Just a little bit firm on the weight there. A lot going on this morning. You got to hopefully the coffee kicks in, hopefully the aspirin, and hopefully they didn't have too much wine last night. Trying to get used to the ice in the morning. So unfortunately, this team was here, at our club. I want to say last weekend or 2 weeks ago, and we had a U25 spiel. So we've got a lot of good reps in. Unfortunately, this one's going to come up just a little light. This is going to, and staggered guards, staggered guards out front are no one's friend. This is going to give yellow another opportunity here to clog it up. Taking a little bit more ice. His last shot was on the edge of 8. He's taking inside the 12 now. Sweepers are just watching it. Oh, it's unfortunate. They certainly have they can certainly draw to the lodge. And speaking of the lodge, we like to give a sponsor shout out. If you're in the Tempe area, the lodge is owned by curler and ex-pro footballer Jared Allen. We're probably, a mile and a half, 2 miles away from the club. Great drinks, great food, great vibe. It looks just like the lodge. And the Sasquatch, I think, is probably Jared Allen kind of walking to the fridge at night for a snack. But don't quote me on that, Jared. Anyway, head to the lodge for tasty treats and libations. Here we go. Down to the skipper stones. He's going to really want to try to either leave this top 4 if they can't quite get it to the button, but certainly want to get half in the button. Sweepers are saying looks lots. Looks lots. Are waiting for it to curl. Looks a little firm. A little bit of heat on it. Are they going for that back one? Oh, just over curled. Getting swept out the back. And if you see on the stream, we do have all of the sheet scores up on BONSPIEL.com. Okay. Decision time here. Decision time. You know, if you're Adam, what do you do? Do you be a little greedy and try to put one right on the pin? Maybe potentially give red the opportunity for a double and maybe a big end, or do you just try to put it top 12, take your one, which is a win. If you don't have the hammer, your goal is to either force or steal. So, rocks away. Sweepers think it's close. Maybe a touch firm here. It's coming down. Coming down. Sweeping it, don't bump it too much. Woo. Okay. It could possibly be I'm taking more. Alright, gutsy call. Gutsy call. Looks like red does have the hammer. Oops, sorry, yeah, yellow's got the hammer. So that changes everything. So yellow's got the hammer. So I guess if you're red, you're gonna throw a guard. Just hold yellow. Hold Team BLACKSHER to 1 point. And if you don't have the hammer, that's a great objective done. It's a good end for red. Let's see what we got here. Seems like it's got a little bit more pep than they want. They could be trying to go around the whole thing and try to. Oh, there we go. There's starting to go. Maybe a little tick. Ooh. Underthrown just a little bit. This is going to leave yellow potentially what? Yeah, I guess you could draw. You get past that height or that guard on the in kind of the zone 4, just in between the Pastor Brioni and the house on the right side as we're looking at it. You could get through there. To get your second. Sweeping a little bit for the line. Is it going to over curl? Jostle that red too much. Okay. Good try. Good try. So, one for Team BLACKSHER. Lone Star doing a good job holding them to 1. While they reset, we'll have a look here. No updates yet from Team Underborn and Team Dessert. Remember, those we're going to be watching that. That's the gold medal semifinal. House drained from the OC against Supermarket Sweepers at the Coyotes. Yeah, Team Dessert, they're from Golden Ears, which is Maple Ridge, British Columbia, just east of Vancouver by about 40 minutes. Then you got Peel 8 from San Francisco Bay Area Curling Club, and the Coyotes Dark Knight Rices. So, again, all the scores will be updated on BONSPIEL. Here we go, back to the action. Looks like.
I'm sorry.
Nice opening shot, draw to the lid. You know, you're sort of inviting the other team to hit or throw up a guard. Yeah. Indicating a corner guards. What's the call here? This was a little firm. Gonna stick around. It is going to stick around. Big decision here from yellow. Do you hit or do you drop? I mean, guard your yellow. So they're going for the hit. Not a bad strategy. Be a little firm, a little wide. So this actually, you know, puts red in a good position. Red should be throwing up a corner guard now. Instead, they're going to try to hit it. Not a bad play. You know, the statistically, you need one guard in order to score 2 points. So. If they make all of their shots now and they keep just trading out red and yellows on the button, you know, it's likely they could get 2. The Lone Star rink, but all you need is just sort of one miss in that whole thing. Yeah, so now we're inviting the OC team to do a double, and there goes your deuce. So. It's important, you know, it's so important that you play your own game. You know, there's you wanted a corner guard, you should have done that maybe. Let's see if, and I guess the only difference here is that if yellow doesn't make this, then it does leave yellow, gets yellow off the hook just a little bit. Looks like they're gonna make some contact. Hit and roll. This rolls the second shot, gives them a catcher, so. Now red should be. That's not a bad option, but you've got that catcher there, so you could at this point, if you were red, another option might be splitting the house, putting one, you know, on the skip's left as we're looking at it on the overhead. You know, split the house, and then more than likely you're going to get your deuce since you've got that yellow as a catcher. Meaning, if we hit that red rock, the yellow rock's going to prevent it from going out of the house. So. They're sweeping for a little bit of weight. See, it's going to be heavy enough. We're going to be top 4, top 8. A little deeper again. You don't want to put them. He's trying to get them parallel so there's no double. So again, he's enticing Orange County to get a double, and we do have the double balloon over here. So it might be a little early. They might have to get a couple Caesars going, but. See the rotations certainly up. Start over curl. So we get red is shot rock, so this would be a good time to split the house. There we go. You must have an earpiece and listen to the YouTube feed. Yeah, split the house. Excuse me. Nice shot. So we do have our deuce set up for the Lone Star crew. So now we're trying a freeze. You know, freeze is a pretty aggressive shot. You know, it's one of the toughest shots in curling because you got to get just the line, the weight, the sweeping. Everything has to be just perfect. It's beautiful when it works. And even if they do just a small tap, it's not bad. But let's see here. It looks like maybe a little firm. It's hanging out there. You're trying to sweep it for curl. Throw through. So the option here would be throw something top, yeah. And to really put the pressure on, if the Lone Star could have this top 8, you know, maybe in that northwest quadrant, and keep the pressure on. You know, they could walk away with 3, a couple big ends. Not a bad shot. Not a bad shot at all. You know, guards, you know, some people think a guard has to be just perfect. You know, really, you know, a guard has to be something that gives the shooter some pause. You know, that just visually kind of gets in their head a little bit. So that guard, you know, we could argue that we would want that to maybe be a little, you know, 4 or 5 inches to the right, but it's still. Still, if you're the shooter, you're like, well, I don't want to click it, so I better maybe set it out or give myself an extra 2 inches of ice, and that could just be the difference of a miss. We're getting on this one early. The last few throws they've been a little firm, so looks like this one might be catching that rock that was just thrown and promoting it. So for hit and roll here, even a nose. The roll is okay, but hitting on the nose is fine. Looks like they're throwing. He's hitting his belly, so that might be firm, might be control. Might not be enough ice. We'll see how the shooter. A little up, just a little up, yeah. All right, it kind of gives yellow another opportunity here. Trying to freeze again. Yeah, at this point, you know, hitting and sticking for shot would be a good option. Freezing, again, if you make the freeze, that's great. Skipper might have to speed it up a little bit. I'm not sure they're going to get 8 ends in at this pace, but let's see here. While we're waiting for the shot here, we got some updates. Peel Waite out of San Francisco Bay Area Curling Club got a big 4-ender against the Dark Knight Rices. Team Underborn scored the deuce. Hammer against Team Desura on sheet B, and remember that's the gold semifinal game. And then on sheet D we have House Trained out of Orange County playing the Supermarket Sweepers, Coyotes, and the Supermarket Sweepers are up 1-0. Okay, well, unfortunately, that one was a little firm, which is... Now, what's interesting here, because they could be playing, they could do a hit on their red and get rid of that yellow and be laying 4. I don't know if they're surely shot 1 and 2, that one that's in the, kind of covering the O in Coyotes, in sort of that southwest quadrant, might be shot 2, and might be just out counting that yellow. So, looks like they're going to try to put something, in front of the tee line for potentially shot 3, or certainly shot 2. Sweepers, we think it's a little heavy. They haven't touched it yet. Yeah, they go for line. Looks heavy. Looks heavy. Well, that's unfortunate. Just a wee bit heavy. Took him out of potentially shot 2. But still, depending on what BLACKSHER does here. Try to do the corner freeze. You could hit that top red that's in the northwest corner and then roll to the center. If you're Kevin Cooey and playing Laycock yesterday, cleared 3 or 4 rocks out on his final one. So they can't have too much discussion here. They're eating up too much time this morning, so we'll have to watch the clock on the sheet for sure. Again, looks like the skipper's saying, well, let's freeze again. Shots away. Let's see if the sweepers like it. Let's see if they think it's a little light. That's a good sign. Certainly don't want it to over curl. Should probably wait for let it curl, guys. Just need for wait. Don't overcook it. Don't overcook it. Maybe a little zealous with the sweeping. And that could have been a communication thing. They were out of sweeping on it early out of his hand. I'm trying to figure out who's 1, 2, 3 here. But at this, well, I guess I don't know. At this point, getting your deuce here would be huge in the second end. You don't need to be too complicated, but if they do think there's potential to get 3, maybe that's what they're looking at. Looks like maybe they feel they are shot rock or shot 2, pardon me. So exciting. We'll have to see what happens when they hang the score, I guess. Weight looks a little, not bad, maybe a little down. Gotta go hard, guys. Hard. I think it's close. You don't over curl it and hit your red that you've already got a point on. Nicely done. Nicely done with some backing. 1, 2 for sure. They're going to swing the stick. All right, so here we go. Not much has changed since just we talked about it, but Peel Wade out of San Francisco, letting the Dark Knight have some work to do this end. Hunter Bourne up 2, Team Blacksher. Well, Lone Star getting their 2 or 3. We'll see what happens here momentarily. And then House Train and Supermarket still at 1-0. Yeah, and just a point of etiquette, for all you curlers out there, when you're playing at an event that's being streamed, do the color commentary guy a favor, and the person doing the BONSPIEL, and hang your scores promptly. Not that we don't mind the extra couple minutes of drama, but wouldn't it be nice to know, are they up by 2, are they up by 3? Oh, here we go. They must have. There's the deuce. Very good. 2 for the Lone Stars. Thank you very much, guys. So, center line guard. Obviously, they're going for the steal. Team Bowser looking for a corner guard. So that's in probably 2 weeks, what just happened there. The USCA and Crow Canada, everybody's adopting the no tick rule. So if the rock is in the free guard zone and it is touching the central line, you can't touch it, or else it gets replaced. We're not doing it for this event because it's a fairly new rule. Probably not a lot of players on the ice have experienced it yet, but I suspect at their home clubs in a week or 2, they'll be adopting it. Blacksher's saying let's come around now. So it looks like it's going to get around, or is it going to tick? So it's going to tick. Yeah, not bad weight. It's probably just the rotation. Just got to give himself another few inches if they're not going to get the 3-4 rotations of the rod. So looks like red's going to come around. Lone Star guy's going to curl in. Usually you try not to draw in behind an opposition stone, because the opposition can usually do a run back and they leave their shooter, so they would have their rock guarding their shot rock. This one just seems a little firm. As I was certainly. Now you see how they're replacing that, because probably, I don't know, a few years now we've got the 5 rock rule, so you can't hit any rocks out of play until the 6th thrown rock. That's why they're replacing that. So now that all 5 rocks have been thrown, now we can now everything's fair game to be hit now, if it's not in the house. asking for another come around, and then that left side is as we're looking at the overhead down the sheet view. That left side is getting a little complicated now, getting a little busy. Calling for curl. Nice sweep by the team. Skipper came out, gave him a little bit of assistance. Very good. So typically he's when you see the skip hitting their waist like that, calling for a bumper weight, or if you're on Muirhead's team, it's called Beria weight. So what they're trying to do here is just skinny that guard, kind of hit and roll, maybe potentially over to the hoop. Which seems a little bit wide is the indication there from the skipper. Looks like the shooter knew what to do with the ice, because that looks like it's going to be a really good shot. Perfect. So I think the skipper owes the shooter a beer. Indicating he's a little wide, but that looks like the ice that he needed. So now again, Belcher's trying to. BLACKSHER is sitting about Jared Belcher, Boise, Idaho. Good morning to the Idaho crew. So anyway, Team BLACKSHER, they're going to try to. They're going to be wanting to get their deuce, so they're going to be wanting to use some of these rocks that are. I mean, this guy's going to get their roll to the other side now. Might as well hit it. Yep, there you go, nice guy. You're up. You're up one. It's in the second. Team BLACKSHER is trying to go all in for a deuce. So if you can hold them to one or steal. You sure you don't want to blank. Keeping the pressure on by getting this red out of here. Getting this yellow out would be a good thing. I want to get the sneaky little roll kind of behind cover. So it looks like we do have that sort of board weight shot again. Probably unlikely we're going to get to the low side. So as we're looking at the long view, low side is left of center. So I don't think we'd be able to get to the left side and then roll in behind cover. So we might want to hit that a little firm, roll in behind that yellow. Good option. Skippers looking at maybe. I think this is the right call. That red that's getting sneakily close to being undercover is potentially the problem rock. That one that's on the tee line in the 8 foot wide open, you can hit that on your last shot. So I think it's a smart call. Sweeping for line, they don't want it to crash. Looks like it's going to be good. Are they going to get the roll? Looks like they will. Stick around. There we go. There's a nice option. There's a potential deuce in the making. Lone Star saying, well, let's draw around. And depending on your style of play, one could argue, guards right now are helping Team BLACKSHER. So if you're Lone Star, you could be considering cleaning out some of these guards out front. But again, if you don't mind playing a little aggressive, leaving those guards in and trying to use them to your benefit, not a bad call. But it's you kind of live by the sword, die by the sword. So. And so after this game, we're going to have starting at the 10:30 Mountain Standard Time, we're going to have the D finals and the bronze semifinals. It's going to be the semifinals. Thank you. The semifinals at 10:30. And then all the finals will be probably at probably one at 1:30. So you're going to want to get all your chores done in the morning and make sure you join us for all the gold medal action at 1:30 on the Coyote Curling YouTube stream. Here we go, big shot from Shiloh here. Looks like it's got some good pace. Sweeping for line. They don't want to crash on any of the guards. Does it have the legs to get there? They have the legs. Nicely done. You gotta go. Gotta go. Gotta go. Good afternoon.
Afternoon.
Joining us in the booth here, I guess I should have said that earlier. I'm Daryl Horseman, joined in the booth here with
Tyler Caldwell. Good morning, folks.
Good morning. So we've got a lot of action going on here. We're following Team BLACKSHER and Lone Star, and the program is there. There hasn't been any sort of breakout curling yet. Both teams have been wanting to early, kind of get into it. Don't mind leaving the guards in play. I think we've had probably, I don't know, a 6-7 point swing potential in points. If a few more shots were being made on each side,
absolutely,
it could be a far different tale. Then the other game that we really are going to be trying to watch here is Team Unterborn. They are undefeated in their pool. Same with Team Desura. Team Desura is from Golden Years Curling Club, which is in Maple Ridge, British Columbia. They are undefeated as well. So that is this is a silver semifinal. That's the gold semifinal. And the reason why they're not on sheet C is that one of these two teams will be playing on this sheet in the final. So we don't want to ever give them any kind of intel early on.
Yeah. Also a nice mix-up for the viewers.
Absolutely. Some people, I'm sure, will be saying, "Well, geez, Coyotes, why are you showing the silver medal game, silver semifinals?" And we're like, "Well, why not?"
Absolutely. Well, I'm sure family and friends that are plugged in on YouTube enjoy the fact that they get to see some serious silver action.
Yes, absolutely. So nice little guard. So yeah. BLACKSHER, Lone Star did score 2. So Yellow Rock has got the hammer. They've been trying to set something up, but they just either a little firm or they've underthrown a couple rocks, and so now they're trying to manufacture something.
Absolutely. And we've got Lone Star trying to consume the middle a little bit.
Yeah, make it difficult. Yeah, typically the rule of thumb is if you don't have hammer, you want to clog up the middle. You want to make sure the last the draw for the skipper is as tough as can be. So it looks like there is a potential here. They could skinny by that yellow that's hanging on the 8 foot and the 12. If they did maybe just a light board waiter, it's going to be... Knowing this sheet and maybe watching the shooter, I don't know if they've got enough ice.
Yeah.
I guess it'll be really determinant on the weight. If he throws control, it'll probably get by that top guard. But then again, if he does click that top guard, that's not the worst thing because it'll make that red more accessible.
Now, what if they made it around the guard and tapped their own yellow? Does that put them in a predicament?
It does, yeah, it absolutely does. That's a little problematic. So here we have kind of what we talked about. We're going to take is going to redirect off that red. No.
Okay, so now that red is also being shell.
Yes. And this is sort of what we were talking about a couple minutes ago. In a I don't say typical game, but in a less club-like game, we would have already cleared out some of those guards, and it wouldn't be so problematic. But leaving those guards in play, guards don't matter. They will hide whatever color rock. They don't really care.
Yeah.
So now you have red sitting 1 and 2 without the hammer. This is going to force probably the Lone Star guys to throw something top 12 on the center line. Maybe, they could even go top 4 and be shot 3 and really put the pressure on BLACKSHER. They're calling a ton of ice. This is the most ice we've seen yet, which means it's going to be a fresher path. We'll see if the skip accounts for it and doesn't leave this thing halfway between the house and the hog. Let's see here. Looks quiet. They're on it quickly.
No, a guard's not a disaster here, right? It's not ideal, but not a disaster.
It's not a disaster, no. Looks like they're trying to go as far as they can, at least get it to that. We're fine with the. That's just in kind of zone 2, and the zones were created by the Furby team back in the 90s. It sort of separates the zones in front of the hog line to the house in thirds. So just think of it like that, 3 bands, and then the top 12 foot as we're looking for, the bottom as we're looking for. That's zone 4. The top half of that 8 foot is 5. 6 is top 4. Center line, the T line, is 7. Then you got back 4, back 8, back 12 are 8, 9, 10 respectively. So here we go, big shot from the skipper. Having trouble kind of getting something set up for the deuce. Looking to get all of the lodge, or at least half the button covered. I don't know how their LSD, their last shot draw challenge, looks firm. Looks firm.
Yeah, appears the sweepers feel the same.
Yeah. Stick around. It is not. That's a big steal. That's a big steal for the Lone Star team.
It absolutely is.
All right, so here we go. Looks like the Dark Knight Rices did score their deuce in 2, which is good. Cut that deficit down by 2. Team Unterbohr stole another one, so they are up 3-0. Selfishly, I do have Team Unterbohr in the blind Calcutta, so it's very important that they keep doing what they're doing. And
We have an impartial booth here. Yeah.
And then obviously we just saw Team BLACKSHER give up a steal in the third. Then we got House Trained 1-1, kind of a tight match there. And this is the gold semifinal. So one of these teams are going to be going home to watch football. The other team's going to be playing for some. We actually got a pretty cool trophy. It's the Thor hammer. It's actually probably one of the coolest trophies we have. All right, so let's see what we got here. So we've got probably Lone Star would be advised to keep it fairly clean. Looks like they're starting off with your typical center-line guard. BLACKSHER is desperate, really needs to get their deuce this end. Just for emotions, to kind of keep the team spirit up. Because you saw when that one went through, you saw a few dangling brushes and a couple of heads going, God. They know how important this is. So let's see here. It's rally time for Team BLACKSHER.
Well, you mentioned Lone Star should keep it clean. Is them throwing a guard a product of just their experience level, sticking to something they know, a strategy that's familiar?
Absolutely, yeah. They're not wrong by doing that, because that's what every book will tell you. Throw up the center guard, then come around. They may have wanted to throw their first one in the house if they really wanted to steal, because your steal percentage goes way up if you throw it in the house first and then you throw your center line guard. But again, it's probably their experience level. The problem with so if they make this shot, then I'm a liar. But if they he's calling, he's a little outside. If they don't make it and they have, let's say, staggered guards or something, then it becomes problematic for Red.
Absolutely.
Looks like they're going to get it around. Trying to sweep it for some curl.
Let's see if they can tuck under there.
You got to leave this north of the T line, which they do. So, great shot. So here, BLACKSHER, you got 2 options. The first one would be you threw a corner guard, so use it. So put one yellow kind of in the bank for your first point. This here is a good second option as well, where they just want to corner freeze to that red, so that in the later end they can pop it out and sit their deuce. So critical shot. You got to be careful here. We don't. It looks firm. So that's a missed opportunity. If it sticks around, okay. So now those staggered guards. I don't know if you guys remember from the first end or second end, I said staggered guards are problematic. And again, staggered guards, those offset being out there, they don't care who's behind them. It's gonna be a problem. So right now they're a problem for BLACKSHER because he's got to be able to try to get that one out to score his deuce. This is 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the fifth rock. So with that yellow hanging around the outside 12 at the western side of our overhead view, I'd almost be. I guess you could either try to loop something around, try to get top of the, try to be shot, or corner freeze again, and then work on clearing out the front. It's a good shot. It does force Team BLACKSHER out to BLACKSHER. Forces them to not be shot 2 anymore.
As you mentioned, trying to clean up the front.
The problem there is that BLACKSHER needs a guard to try to get his deuce. But certainly, getting rid of the staggered situation does make it a little bit easier. Yeah, Lone Star saying no.
Yep, put it right back.
Not today, Satan. We're gonna.
There's something to be said for Lone Star and sticking with a strategy they would employ any end. And as an inexperienced curler myself, I've been in situations where you're up and you figure, let's leave it clean. You make a drastic change to your strategy and it's uncomfortable. You put yourself in a situation where all of a sudden the other team has an opportunity. Absolutely. So there is something to be said for just holding your guns and sticking to a strategy that's right in your wheelhouse.
Yep, totally agree. Totally agree.
A lot of end to play yet, but it seems to be shaping up well for Lone Star.
Yes. So here, so BLACKSHER should be out. Now this here could be an experience thing too. Maybe the shooter likes to see that broom up by the rock, but if BLACKSHER was back behind the tee line, he could be able to see there's a potential run double. Back up and see. Seems to be close.
Might be over curling just a hair.
So now, if you're Lone Star, I would be looping one around and putting. You don't need. Lone Star is, to your point, Tyler, he's being conservative here. So let's just gum it up again. But if you're Lone Star, if you loop one around and you tap your shot stone back 2 feet, you really put the pressure on BLACKSHER. But this is conservative. Like you say, it's in their wheelhouse. It's a pretty conservative shot. If BLACKSHER has to worry about guards, he's not really scoring. This one might be. He's going to come up in time.
Well, an important element of really any sport, and curling's no exception, is the plan B situation. So you mentioned that tap on the red. In a worst case scenario, you end up back house, back line, even out. That's not the worst thing in the world. Now this, stacking up the front, gumming it up as you mentioned, is a conservative, acceptable strategy.
Yeah.
But that tap you mentioned has upside and not a lot of down.
Right.
Had.
Right. So here, let's see if we can do a run back here. And again, you could almost hit that red that was just thrown on all 3 all 3 go out, and that middle yellow should have been directed back. A little lucky.
Yeah.
A little lucky.
Hopefully we get a wave team to team on that. I'm not sure it was a shot call.
Right. Well, that's your plan Bs you're talking about.
Yeah.
So Lone Star says, well, you know what? Let's come all the way around here. It looks like we have the double balloon has found its way over to sheet D. So that'll be to the right of the skipper. So maybe getting some Baileys and coffee, or maybe 2 Caesars this morning. What's we got here? Looks not too heavy. Looks like they're going to be right on the guards. Now this is an opportunity for BLACKSHER to loop one in and put a top 4. Don't worry about that one yet. You gotta get your one. There you go. Nice shot. I'm sure they've got a mic out here in the feet. Indicating that's a little heavy. And you just want to check up just a bit. Don't leave it too long. No, there we go.
It's got a little bit of pace yet.
So, yeah, so it's behind the tee line. I mean, you can never make a shot any better if it's behind the tee line. It will allow Lone Star to sit one and put one right on the lid. So this is a key shot. Because if this one isn't made, then that potentially brings in that red-yellow over on the west side into play, where maybe BLACKSHER can score 3 out of this. Kind of get back in the game. Well, they're not out of the game yet, but it would be nice to go tie it up in the 4th. Let's see here, big shot. Ben Hop. I'm going to say Hop. H-O-P-P-E. If I'm saying that wrong, Ben, I apologize. Bad rotation. This one's going to want to make its way over to the right of the
Speakers are still off. It looks like they're hoping it'll curl.
Was that a Ben Hope reference right there?
Yeah,
Very
accident.
Very good. Okay, well, Christmas does come early. Let's see here. Skipper saying, well, let's just drop another one in there. This is his first of 2. And another key shot.
It is a key shot, and I appreciate that we've got the team taking their time back to back. Let the nerves settle a little bit.
Right. And what happened is his last one, he was trying to hit the pin, and it was just a little bit firm. So let's see if the skippers find his draw the shot. Taking a little extra time. That's the knee rub's a new thing, so that's good. A little wider pass, so hopefully they don't get caught and leave it light. But anything in the top 8 foot or zone 5 would be great. Sweepers are on it early. The thing is light. They gotta stay on this for line. It's heading toward those guards pretty quick. It's just a matter of under rotating the ball. Okay, well. So we're going to see an out-turn draw here by Lone Star. A little bit of a miss opportunity. We haven't seen too many out-turns coming home. we'll see if they. Because this side has been sitting a little bit, so we'll see if he's got the weight right.
Yeah, you'd want to see at least an easy clean from his sweeping crew.
Yeah.
As they assess the weight.
It's over curling, so that's way underthrown. Look at that rock. So again, for the kids at home, you got to make sure that rock is spinning 3.5, 4 times on good ice. So let's see if BLACKSHER takes on this lone red. Because all you need to do is just a board waiter, hit half of that red, roll in.
Boy, it's a game of inches, and I tell you, if those were frozen together, their options would be severely limited.
Yes.
But in this situation, not an easy shot
No.
by any stretch, but it's there.
No. So I guess, so it would seem that they are going to just be drawing in. That the rock that Lone Star just threw might be a little problematic, being so high and out to the left there. And make sure they don't hit that at all. This is going to be a really fresh path. And I suppose if you're BLACKSHER, getting your deuce here and bringing it within 1 is pretty darn close. Right, you need to be super aggressive. This might work out for them. I would almost be sweeping for line right now.
Absolutely. See if you can get that little tap-a-roo.
Yeah.
Get there. It wasn't even on the radar, but it is going to count.
Yeah, absolutely. There you go. So good shot for BLACKSHER. It gets within 1. Let's go around the horn and see what we got here. So PO8 from San Francisco Bay Area Curling Club. They scored the 1 in the third, so it's 5-2. Unterborn gives up 1 in the third, so it's 3-1 for Unterborn over Desura out of Golden Ears. BLACKSHER, we saw what happened, and then on sheet D, House Train gives up a 3 to the Supermarket Sweepers from the Coyotes. So 4-1. Nothing's out of reach yet.
No.
So this still lots of curling left, and it's nice to see that everybody's sort of playing on pace, getting the ends done at the same time. Makes it easy on the volunteers. Speaking of which, I'd like to thank Woody Woo and Tracy Drummond and all the ice crew and all of the as you put on any event, it takes a village. So I'd like to thank all of the Becky Horseman and Woody, Brandy, Denise. I'm sure I'm forgetting some, but thank you for all your tireless work. I've been hearing good things from the U5 curlers that have come in from out of town and from our own Coyotes. They appreciate all the work that's been done, and so.
Now they give Tom the week off. Ice prep.
They did. Yeah, I think he's Minnesota. Yeah. They certainly give Tom the week off.
Yeah.
And really, it's giving us a week off from Tom is really but we love you, Tom.
After the ovation he got at the U25, I'm sure it was hard to get through the door.
His shoulders are already so wide anyway. He's like, what's wrong? A sheet of plywood. But yeah, we miss you, Tom. We'll see you when you get home. So what we've got here? So we've got a corner guard and a center guard, respectively. Looks like BLACKSHER's going to try to loop around their center guard because they've got going for a hard steel here. So in curling terms, there's the hard steel, the soft steel, the hard two. So it's just really trying to let everybody know the intensity. If you're looking for a soft two, what you're saying is you'd like to get the 2, but if not, if you get the 1, you're okay with that. You might do a soft 2 if you're way up. Unfortunately, that one didn't make the hogger. So the in curling rules, this isn't our rules. This is a rule from back in 1600. That fellow there was going to have to buy the first round. He's got to buy the first round of drinks, and then in most clubs, and we have it here, he's got to put $1 in the hog jar.
$1 in the kitty.
$1 in the kitty. All right, we're back. Oh dear. Okay. Yeah, we got some discussion, some lively discussion about the BONSPIEL score. So we're back at it. So we've got some staggered guards for yellow up front. We've got red hiding behind a red guard. And it looks like BLACKSHER is going to try to make use of those staggered guards and come around and try to put some in the top four behind the cover. Bad plan. Way out there.
High guard, yeah.
I
Suppose.
Put the blinker on and turn right here. Here we go. So that would have been a good opportunity for maybe some carving. They're kind of letting it check up because it got into the slide path, got into the fudge, checked up. But this does this Lone Star's, Hope Hop is just going to hit and roll. But again, this would be an opportunity for him to get rid of his guards because he's got the hammer. He's going to want that 4 foot open. Looks like he's going to get his wish anyway. Wow.
Still left a little messy.
It's a little messy. And too bad that yellow didn't roll a little bit further because the straight run back's off the table. So BLACKSHER should loop another one in and put it top 8. Not sure about this call. Looks like Adam. There we go. There you go. That's the better call, Adam. Because right now those that red yellow guard on the center line, the top center, helping you. Nope, we're back to it. So I'm not sure. We're gonna have to ask Adam about this call. Because it looks like he's trying to do something with that red. Not sure.
You think he's addressing the red guard or the red in the house?
I think it's the red guard for some reason. No, you're right. They're trying to come through that port on the right side. Oh, yeah, you're right. It's like
oh boy, not the worst outcome.
that's a great miss. So I don't want to say I was right, but getting 2 yellows in there behind cover is smart. Yeah, let Lone Star deal with the reds. But now here's the run back. They could do the run back. Clearing the guard is obviously the most important thing. But if they can run it and maybe clear out one of those yellows, that would be kind of a 2-8. Well, clear the guard anyways. Objective complete.
And they lost the shooter, which is good in this scenario.
And it's just amazing. You just sort of see in the last probably 5-6 rocks, just the tempo on Team Blacksher has changed. You know, a little momentum. They smell maybe a little lighter as far as this end goes.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, for someone typically accustomed to a faster pace of sport, I'm using air quotes right now, you may not consider the momentum of curling, but it is there. It is real.
Totally. Yeah, totally right. Just over. That's the ever elusive one guard, because it's in the zone 1. Not a lot of people practice that because you typically want to have it, 2 in zone 2 or zone 3. So midpoint between the hog and the house at sort of a minimum. And the reason for that, the higher it is, or the closer it is to the hog line, the less effective it is as a guard, because there's still plenty of time and plenty of room to draw in around the guard if need be. So looks like he's going to try for, and so here this would be just an experience thing. He should be getting rid of that the rock that shallow through. It's maybe a bit wide.
Very firm.
Okay.
That was the shot call.
That was the shot call.
Appears that Blacksher is trying to stack another one near the button. Really put a row of 3 right on the center of the house. As you mentioned, that's not a typically effective guard there as a 1, but if you've got 3 stones sitting center house, it's going to be tough to move them, especially with the guard. They're going to have to remove that 1.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so the tolerance here is pretty broad. Like if Adam here leaves it short, great. If he puts it in the house, better. So lots of room here. Looks like it's coming down quickly. Let's see here. So she should be. Yeah, there you go. Nice shot.
Yeah, that works.
And so again here, a draw's not going to work for the Lone Star crew. So even if you come down there with a control weight, you're going to get a glancing blow off of that rock that's more in the 4-foot, or the lower rock looking at the overhead, and your shooter's going to go. You'd almost be better to try to get those 2 yellows gone, force Blacksher, put up a perfect guard, and then maybe on your, if that doesn't happen, you could kill those 2 yellows with your final shot and take a deuce out of it. This is a pretty tricky, lower percentage shot that you're trying to do.
Yeah, for the viewers though, it's an amazing study in physics, as this game is. Even if a perfect shot lands on those rocks in the house, like you said, that back one's not going to get the brunt of the movement, and it'll stick around just as it is. Undercover.
So, decision time. Does he? If I guess if it was me, I would be covering that in-turn draw path. I can't remember where I was putting it, but again, I would be trying to go for top 8. And if Lone Star wants to take on the hit on that rock that's in the 8-foot on the eastern side of the sheet, or Shiloh's far left, so be it. But again, you wouldn't be, if you hit that, you're not going to roll the shot. So they have to get the shot rock protected. And again, put the pressure on. You're down by 1/5 then. I'd be trying to put it in top 4.
Now, one one facet I'm not certain they've considered is heavy is not good in this situation. Unless you bump and generate some separation, you do not want to be kissing the rock on the button and potentially give the other team a double opportunity.
Yes.
It looks like it is going to curl sufficiently.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Real pressure's on. If you're Lone Star, you're thinking, how do I minimize the damage here? They do have that. They do have that high guard on the left side or left side of the sheet. You could angle raise that, but then again, you do have that one rock that shallow through is way high. You do have the potential, I suppose, of limiting their score to 1. If you can do a board weight, or they're gonna have to carve that as soon as we get around that high guard. You're gonna have to try to carve that.
Absolutely.
To get to the nose.
Gosh, the angle race though, that would have been wonderful. Screen capture
They gotta be going now. They gotta be going now.
Yep, get on it.
Carve. Great shot.
Yeah.
Great shot. Well done. Well done. That's why the skipper gave fist bumps all the way around. That was a nice save by Lone Star. Really well thought out end for BLACKSHER though. They did all they could do.
Yeah, and then like that, when you're carrying the momentum, if you've got the right team culture, right team attitude, it's not going to feel like a loss. You did apply a lot of pressure to the team. Sometimes even an end where you end up taking one can shake your confidence in the next end.
Yeah. And poor BLACKSHER, you were this close, to maybe stealing 2 or 3. But it's good that they're making some more shots though, so it should be a strong fifth. And so the semifinal games aren't timed, so they may run a little longer than the 2 hours or the hour 50. They are timed at an hour 50. The gold medal games are don't have any time limit. So we start this at 8:30. 8 o'clock. So we're getting close. At this pace, we're probably not going to get all 8 in on this sheet. Going around some scorers updates. Tyler, you want to take us through that?
Yeah, absolutely. On sheet A, Peel Wade has taken a commanding lead, 7-2. Dark Knight Rices with Hammer in the 5th. They need to get something going and quickly. On sheet B, Unterborn versus Dazura. Unterborn in what I would say is relatively comfortable position. Dazura does have Hammer. We'll have to see how N5 shakes out. We've got a bit of what I would call a relative scorcher here on C, so we'll continue watching that closely. And then on sheet D, we've got the Super Sweepers ahead by 2 of House Trained in the 5th. All of these sheets running at about the same pace, so as you mentioned, will come short of a full 8 ends, which changes the strategy a lot on when you want Hammer, when it matters.
Absolutely, great point. Yeah, you're going to probably see those teams that are ahead right now maybe try to play a little cleaner game, try not to give up a big end.
Yep.
Looks like BLACKSHER's trying to maybe use that yellow guard, corner guard, come through that port.
One thing I've recognized about the sport of curling is in situations like this where time matters and you would anticipate a team taking a little bit more time to make sure they don't play an extra end. I don't observe that often, which I think is a testament to the integrity of the sport, and it's really trained from day one when you start curling.
Yeah, no, I agree. agree. Now, there has been time where teams will intentionally kind of slow it down, but but I think you're right. By and large, 98% of the curlers out there try to play on pace. And especially if if you're this maybe is really ingrained. If you're an arena curler, you only have the ice for 120 minutes, not 125 minutes. So you want to maximize as much curling as you can. You don't have time to kind of dawdle. So
pucks start flying at that point. You don't want to be out there.
Right. Perfect draw, and all of a sudden the Zamboni looks down at inch of water. Like, what the hell? So again, we're seeing a few more misses out of Lone Star. The shooter indicating that he thinks he maybe cranked that one in as he let it go. This is time, BLACKSHER's going to have to looking for a big end here. Because you probably have this end and one more, I suspect. Always Deke smile looking at that overhead camera. It always seems they come out so fast.
Absolutely.
What? All right, you gotta make sure you get it there. Not a. Ben saying let's raise up. And this is certainly a go-to arena curling strategy. Because obviously on arena ice, the ice is far less predictable. So a lot of times you get something up front, and then you just play taps for the rest of the game.
Now, as someone who hasn't experienced arena ice, is an upweight shot preferred on less predictable surfaces?
Good question. Sometimes it doesn't much matter. Like the sheet can be so dished, so it's like a saddle. That up weight, low weight, everything goes to the middle.
Okay.
Or you could have it where it's slanted one way or the other. You could have it where it's pitched, so you can't ever get anything to the center. So I guess probably dollars to donuts. The most arena curlers typically play a harder shot because the ice isn't nearly as fast. So they're always throwing kind of control weight just to get kind of to the button. So.
Okay, understood.
So they can loop one around. Yeah, there we go. Probably getting away from the raise game because there's room there. You could raise that red back, but now that there's so much yellow out there, you're missing either way, and you're giving yellow another shot still. So. If you're Lone Star, and this kind of goes back to just maybe playing on hockey ice. Typically, you'd want that front. You want to keep the forefoot open for your shot, for your draw. Not bad, not shot, but not bad at all. The next couple should be used to throw that front. Did they leave a shot there for BLACKSHER to kind of hit and roll to the pot? That's what he's indicating. You don't want to miss that one on the 12 foots.
Now, what they may be discussing, and certainly an element of risk that I see based on how things have been playing on this side of the sheet, is crashing.
Yes.
Because now on two raise attempts, we've seen it overcurl.
And another interesting dynamic, you can tell who on the sheet are a couple. Because every time she gets in the house, discussion as to the shot. So let's see here. I'm going to go through. Oof. That's unfortunate. Field goal, yeah, it's unfortunate. And again, that was, I mean, when you throw it just a little bit too firm, it doesn't give the ice the opportunity to, or the rock the time to curl, because it gets from A to B a lot faster than a board weight or something. So it just had a little bit too much pace. Looks like here they're going to try to lop this in. Looks like it's got a lot of curling hard early. Go for line.
Yep, gotta get him on that guard, and it is moving.
Merry Christmas to Team BLACKSHER. Some inadvertent miss.
And that's one of those things that you might not even see as you address that shot. Now they see it.
So again, I would probably take a little bit more ice here, because that's not a lot of ice. Take another 2-3 inches, play something like board weight. There you go, take a little bit more ice, very good. Get your rotations up. And all you want to do is just hit that, just a little left of center on that red rock to have it roll towards the button behind those, the belt of Orion, that yellow, red, yellow situation up with.
That's a good reference there.
Well, I heard NASA today is actually going to start studying UFOs on NASA reference. So I get space in the brain.
Oh, papered.
Nice shot by Shiloh. Very nice.
Capitalizing.
Yes, and this is the time you want to get these for sure. So we should be clearing out some guards here. Unless they think they can, with board weight. I don't think those guards are in a really good spot. I don't know if with that much ice, so he's just trying to draw in. Maybe you go with back four, maybe try to jostle, get a little bit of a bump on that shot rock, push it back a bit.
Yeah. Yeah, with that ice though, I'm not sure that they're calling a weight that would carry enough momentum into those stones.
Right.
And if they are, they risk another field goal.
Yeah. Probably the tolerance here is leaving it kind of open on the top 12, top 8, so they can maybe run it back if they miss it.
Yep.
Sweepers on it early for line. Probably getting it. They should be carving it over. That looks like it needs to go to the right. It's gonna just hit and roll. So not a bad shot, but now
that might feel pretty open to BLACKSHER.
Yeah. Well, it's almost just like Shiloh's last one. Just get to the low side like she's indicating. The shot's there if he throws board weight. Shiloh just made it.
Well, the tough thing for Lone Star is if Yellow's successful on this shot, they do not have the same opportunity to go in there with the cute little tap.
Right.
You got way too much weight.
Right.
Way too much stone in the middle of the rings.
Agreed. So this is a big shot here. I certainly think Lone Star has probably been maybe the early on the most consistent, but it certainly does seem like BLACKSHER in the last 3 ends have kind of found their stride a bit. Mm-hmm. They're applying this pressure. They're almost due for a bigger end, so it might be a little too firm.
Yep, got a little bit of weight. Trying to carve it.
Yeah, kind of do the hit and roll, do the redirect. If they hit a little bit off of that yellow, it's not so bad. Get that red. Get the red. Never sweeping the red. Well, again, not the worst, but this is going to allow Lone Star to draw in. But if it's not made, that yellow, there's one more rock for. That was BLACKSHER's first, right?
Yep. So you want this frozen. That yellow line.
Yes, yeah, you gotta be shot.
And if you don't, if you go deep, you put yourself in an awkward situation there because there is some room for a weight shot.
Yes.
Alright, they're watching it.
Should start to move now. Guys are not carving it yet.
It's positioning for it. Now,
Woo! You gotta give Ben credit. Like, he makes those draws look like pretty darn easy. Like, probably, yeah, they're certainly shot. So they need to follow. Yeah, Adam just needs to follow him in. Just follow him in, tap it back an inch or two, make sure you're shot one, shot two, and then you certainly get the steal. 5-3, so it'd be important. 9:30, and I want to say it's an hour 50 is when it's the time we have to play. So you might get one more end in. Big shot. Just been told, yeah, at some point we're going to hear a bell ring, and when the bell rings, that's the you finish that end. So I've been early. Yeah, get it to move. Here it comes.
Here it comes. It's almost identical to the last rock, but just a little more weight. Oof.
Steal of. Oh, he had the hammer? I guess he did have the hammer. So they're going to get their one out of it. While they're setting up, let's have a look around here. Peelways from San Francisco. I guess if you're the Dark Knight Rices, you want to make sure your wallet's still in your back pocket because they've been stealing for the last three ends. So what's that, 9-2? Unterborn and Desura getting the big three, tying it up.
Yeah, that's a big move.
That's a big move right there. And then we got House Trained. 3 Supermarket Sweepers, 4. So a tight one on sheet D. So other than sheet A, nothing's really out of reach yet. So let's head back here to our feature sheet. And again, we'll be on at 10:30 for some more semifinal action, and then 1:30 for all of the finals. Not be so bad. Maybe it's going to curl just a little bit more than you want. They're trying hard to get it over the hog line. They did just that. There you go. BLACKSHER, knowing the importance, they got to get a steal here, so they're putting up their center line guard.
BLACKSHER coming around, sweepers on it hard, trying to make sure it arrives at the depth intended, and it appears it's going to be another go. So we know after that steal, Lone Star took the point last time. So BLACKSHER is going to need a big end, staggered guards, while perhaps not the call. also not the worst situation either. Alright, sweeper on for line on Lone Star. Might be a little tight, and indeed they've crashed. Circling back to that position 1 guard, not always ideal, but in that situation it did work. Just took enough of that angle on the draw away.
It's interesting to see five high guards like that. I wonder if that's a stiffening up of both BLACKSHER and Lone Star, right? Like Lone Star is thinking, okay, we can't let these guys back in it. You know, BLACKSHER's like, we need to get one, and maybe they just, you know, unbeknownst, ratchet up the intensity in their. So now we're clearing some guards. Skipper saying they probably said it a little bit too positive. Skipper likes it. Shooter knows what just happened. You can see he's hung his head. He's a little bit firm on that.
A helpless feeling for the sweepers.
Tyler, to your point earlier, you know, there's been a total shift in intensity and drive, because this is the first time in 4 ends where we're seeing them clear guards on purpose.
Yeah, you can sense it.
So I understand that this is like the last 20 laps in like a NASCAR race. If you're going to make your move, you got to make your move now.
For sure. Looks like the call is 6 or a 7 to the corner. Keep that center open.
You have to go early. Ooh, is that
now
a little
it's
too firm? It's come down a little bit into the slide path. It's going to stick around. Good shot. You know, it's behind the tee, but still, it's, you know, it'd be nice if it was over another 6-8 inches to the right. But still, you know, Lone Star's gonna have to deal with the net.
Yeah. And a good call from the skip, bringing his sweeper off of the line. That's a nervy thing to do when you think there's any chance of a crash, considering the importance of that shot. But obviously the right one, considering where that rock would have landed if they kept brooms down the whole time.
Nice shot. split a little tight, tried to correct it. She's going to give us a different slide path. We can roll to the other side. Roll anyway. Oh, there you go. Changes the story now. Lone Star has to throw the out turn instead of the in turn now. That could be. Might force a miss.
Yeah, small change, but something to think about, certainly. Coming in now. If they can get across the face and still make solid contact and stick around. Nope.
Well, if you're Lone Star, you're up 1. They gotta. Looks like they're trying to get maybe that eighth end in, because if they can start the 8th end in 10 minutes, 11 minutes, then they might be able to get that in. So
Yeah.
seems possible. There we go.
There's the hustle.
Yeah, there's the hustle.
That you'd hate for that gait, the speed of your walk, to determine whether or not you make it to the final.
Right. Isn't that what they teach you in a football coach? Every time you leave the field or get on the field, you always have to be running. There's no walking to the huddle.
No, absolutely.
Here we go. Pouring shot from the skipper. Yeah. And he's found his draw weight the last couple ends, so as I say this, the sweepers haven't touched it yet. He's going to check up in time. And that again would have been an opportunity to get your outside sweeper to carve it a little bit more behind cover, because that's exactly where Shiloh put her first one, right?
Now, on that shot, do you suppose the cover is more important than the proximity to the button?
I think so. If you're trying to steal, because right now, Lone Star really doesn't need a point. They'll take a point, but they're already up 1. So if they could blank this end and take the hammer home, then great. So they don't need a point. It would be important for Lone Star to get that rock hidden and force Lone Star to take 1. So then at least BLACKSHER is down 2 with the hammer time.
Yeah, for those who may be tuning in, watching an acquaintance play for the first time, that's an element of curling that is really enjoyable when you start to understand it. An outside perspective, why aren't we throwing at the button?
Right.
And there's 1,000 reasons.
Right.
Why not?
So a freeze here would be an okay shot. Looks like we just tried to hit and roll, even if they get to the low side. So just to the right side of center on that rock as we're looking at it from the long view. Just roll in behind cover and force, and then the force isn't automatic, right? Ben still has to make it. So this one should be firm with there. That's unfortunate. That's
Depending on what Lone Star does here, with several options available to him, that could have been a high consequence miss.
well. This is the last shot. This is for 2. So Lone Star does have the opportunity of going up 7-4. Looks like they will get their 8th end in. An unfortunate miss from just make sure it's in the house. They leave it a little too late. They leave it too late. Everybody's sweeping it.
figures it'll get there. Yeah.
So that's a big 2. That might be the cap. The cap on it. Well, let's see here. Let's do a while they're getting ready. Let's take us around, Tyler. What do we got here for scores around the sheet?
Okay, as you mentioned, Dark Knight Rises, Peel Weight, that one got away from him a little bit. Peel Weight stealing through several ends. Now they gave 2 back, which may just be a consolation at this point. On the gold semifinal sheet B, Unterborn coming back with 1. Probably didn't feel amazing after losing 3 the end prior, but it is something. On the silver, as we saw, a little bit of separation here. BLACKSHER is going to have to work really hard this last end and perhaps count on some missed shots from Lone Star to recover it even. And on sheet D, we are knotted up at 4.
All right. Well, so if you're Lone Star, you don't want to have any guards in play. If you're BLACKSHER, you want a mess out front.
I'll circle back to something I mentioned maybe a half an hour ago. Lone Star is now going to be employing a strategy that they haven't the entire game. That at their stage in development as a team, they may not be entirely comfortable with, which can produce some fireworks.
Absolutely.
In this last end.
Absolutely, and that would really kind of play into the hand of BLACKSHER. You don't want that. It's nice to stay in your comfort zone. It's nice to stay in your wheelhouse. They're calling it through. And again, for Tyler, you kind of mentioned this. This is a strategy because right now guards only help BLACKSHER. So a lot of Lone Star is like, we don't want to do anything to help you. Stack corner guards. So statistically, if we get Jerry Gertz on the phone, stack corner guards can typically bring 3 into play. So hopefully this one's. Didn't he want it right there?
I think he's taking it to the other side.
Okay. Well, then 2 corner guards is fine. Because remember, the first 5 rocks can't be hit out of play if they're not in the house. So
that feels a little wide to me. And a little
firm here. Is it gonna stick around? It gets in the slide path. It might stick. No, it's not gonna stick around. Bends on it. Stick around. It does stick around.
Wow, that checked.
Bends like not today, yellow. This one's too.
Now, in this situation, for Lone Star, are you trying to roll your shooter out?
Yeah.
You don't want anything. I mean, a guard's bad, an opportunity to freeze is bad.
Right. Yeah. And these are sort of the fun shots if you're the shooter, because you don't have to be so precise. You can kind of just grip it and rip it and let it go, and that's a big high fives there from everybody. It's a 5 out of 5 on the old score sheet here. Corner guard. Indicating it's a little firm. It's a little up.
Near identical. Looks like it's checking up. Will certainly be less than the last.
Let's just hit it.
Strategy remains the same.
It does. And BLACKSHER wasn't wrong by trying to call that corner guard, but he's already got 1 guard there. He's already wasted 2 shots. Trying to put up that second corner, and we might have already had two yellows in the house behind the 1 guard that's already there.
Yeah, a lot of investment for the Vikings are actually playing out.
Yes.
Boy, and that roll undercover. Goodness.
Just rolled a bit too wide. So this is important for it's got to be a hidden stick, maybe a small little roll to the left, get behind cover.
Out in the snow here a little bit.
Out in the snow, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's
based on how we've been seeing this sheet play and the ice that teams have been taking, it wouldn't shock me. Oh, here we go.
interesting.
Yeah, the hit was there, but the chances of touching that guard are real based on how the teams have been playing.
And that could have been the shooter's preference. Maybe the skip said, hey, like, did you feel good about the hit? Or do you feel better with your draw? And he's probably saying, no, skipper, give me the draw.
Might just be a little too much adrenaline, right?
Yes. While the clock's ticking, the shooter knows he's flipping the broom like he knows that was a big shot. Yeah, Lone Star clearing that guard.
As long as we get rid of the guard, it's fine. Do you want to come this way, sir? What's that? Okay.
Boy, that would make it awful tough. Okay.
Interesting.
Splitting the house here?
I think he's throwing it through.
Oh, throwing it through. Oh, yeah.
But
I didn't hate that peel shot of the guard at all. To leave the house entirely exposed to the team that needs to score threes when you got 4 rocks remaining. That's dire.
Right. Yeah. It might be a little confidence, I suppose. Maybe.
It's the perfect opportunity to get that confidence back, though, after what we thought looked like a shaky couple ends. Obviously, didn't hurt Lone Star.
No.
But they just didn't feel like they were coming on as strong as the first couple ends.
Not early. It's over curling.
And it's tough, too, when you see the 2 rocks ahead of you on your team sail through.
Yeah, it's easy to kind of pull the string on it, right? So.
Yeah. Consciously or unconsciously.
And so don't forget, we'll be, after this draw, taking a short break. We'll be having a Caesar or 2, celebrating curling on Sunday. And we'll be back on at 10:30 for some more semifinal action, and then 1:30 for the finals of the 2022 Superhero Under 5 event. That is a qualifier event. We played, I think, in Wasabi, but
Now, remind me, in the 10:30 window, is that our bronze final?
bronze semi. Key shot here, trying to get this to freeze or get us even shot. But looks like they have to drag it quite a bit. That's unfortunate. Well, there should be handshakes. Charlotte's coming down.
Fake out there?
Yeah, a little fake out there. Mathematically, there's yellow can't win, so they should be shaking. But again, you pay to throw as many rocks as you can, and if you're from Orange County or a Lone Star and you're playing on you're playing on arena ice. If you get the opportunity to throw a few more rocks on good ice that we have here at the Coyotes, like why would you?
Yep. It's a treat.
Yeah.
Through, no surprise there.
should be. There's. So Adam here is going to have to. I don't really see a way for getting any of those yellows that are just north of the Pastor Brioni decal into the house, as well as the shooter. If those were a little closer, you can maybe split them on and mathematically be in it. But while Adam's looking at it, the sponsor shout out to Pastor Brioni. If you're ever up in the Scottsdale area, it's one of the coolest and best Italian food restaurants in the valley. It's been around, since the '60s or whatever. We have the Brioni Boys calendar. Christmas is 40 days away or 50 days away. Maybe an idea for you, but go down there and the desserts are all handmade by Ashley Siggins. And Holy Cannoli is a good place to go eat. So.
Hopefully SNL doesn't reach out for you on that reference.
I just got a notification of a cease and desist. What could that be for?
They work quick.
They work quick. Yeah, I guess in New York it is, 2 o'clock? Okay, here we go. So this is their... they're trying to do a split, but I think it's a little too high.
And perhaps a little too light.
Too light, yeah. Let's see what Adam does. Here's going to grab. Yeah, you got to hide it behind that. Probably see Ben just hit this one on the beak. Maybe handshakes. So they're bringing all the rocks back up on the Desura sheet. So I'm not sure what the score is. Looks like we got some drama on sheet D with some close shots being missed. The warm room is just erupting with excitement. We'll see here. I can't quite tell who's happier on sheet B with the Desura Hunterborn. The way they're might be doing a debrief on there. I'm not sure.
And on the beak is called.
There we go. There we go. Adam bringing the rock back.
And there's the shake for real this time.
Shake. There we go. So that's going to be 7-4 the final. We're not going to score the last 10 minutes shaking like that. So congratulations to Team BLACKSHER from Orange County. Thanks for coming out and participating in the 2002 Superhero U5 qualifier. Congratulations to Lone Star for moving on to the silver medal game. They'll be played at 1:30, so they can go to the Airbnb or the hotel, have a breakfast, have a massage, have a little bit of a siesta maybe, and we'll see them back shortly. So that's going to conclude it for us. We will... We will see you back all at 10:30. Go get yourself another coffee or libation. We'll see you soon.